Hey guys, how are you? Good morning. It is the 4th of January, and I think for most of us, it's the first day back to work after being off for Christmas and New Year's. I know I have been off for 2 weeks, but that's because my father died on the 18th, a week before Christmas, and so for the very first time in my life, I've actually asked to be signed off work. And I've been working for about, I don't know, if you subtract 55 minus 16, that's how long I've been working. So I've never really been signed off. Um, let's see, I'm on the boat. If you could see right above me, those are barometers, temperatures, as well as a clock. I'm just having morning coffee to get me started. I'm sure I'm going to come back to over 300 emails, but hey ho, I could just do, or we can just give our 100% and then call it a day. I wanted to just quickly mention two groups of people, because I know I told you that I would, along this journey, I would show snippets of people that I meet along the way. However, due to coronavirus and confidentiality and privacy, it's going to be a hard push to get people to actually want to be filmed, which is, I guess, we live in a different day these days. But the first guy that I met over the summer he's 88, 89 years old. He's Jewish, Polish, whose grandparents came over in the 50s. It must be his parents. And basically, I met him because I lost my keys. I'll put context into everything I talk about, because, as we say in family therapy, words without context have no meaning. So I met Wilberforce because he found my keys in a parking lot, a multi-story parking lot, on a Sunday, where we both went to the car boot sale. It's like a flea market, and I dropped my keys. It was a bit of a mess because I had to call the tow truck to have them unlock the car. But anyway, so he found my keys. We met up for coffee, and then we sat down, and he told me a little bit about his story, about how his parents came to UK from Poland in the 50s, and then he's been living in Brighton ever since. And the sad bit about the story is that he has one sister, but they don't talk because they had a falling out in regards to money, and the money bit was about a property, which was a house that their parents left them, and for some reason the sister and her family got the house, and at one point the sister kicked Wilberforce out, and they haven't spoken to each other since, and nor does Wilberforce want to speak to her again, which I think we're very sad. So the second people that I've met was Saturday, and it's a South African couple who have this massive sailing boat 2 doors down, and basically they've been moored here for 6 years, but they bought their sailboat in somewhere in Majorca in Spain, and then they sailed it back here to England, and they're avid sailors. And the message from Tanya, her partner's Barry, is basically they're sailing around the world whilst they're able. So I think the message is do it whilst you can, because at some point we all get old, and then we're not going to be able to be physically able to do things that we normally do now. So that's the message. I think so. I'm really, really curious because I'm going to start asking you guys questions. The question for this video is, what are you going to do differently or more of the same this year to bring meaning to your life and meaning to the lives of others? The second one is a bit, I think it's important because naturally we're really, really good at pursuing or self pursuits, I call it. You know, what am I going to have for breakfast? What am I going to do today? What am I going to do this weekend? So we're good at the I bit, but it's the we. I'm really, really curious to people out there what they're gonna do to bring more meaning to other people's lives this year. So for me, I'm actually doing a winter jacket drive. So I asked a lot of my friends that if they have a spare jacket that they haven't used or willing to donate to charity, and that I'd be willing to collect it from them, and then bring the jackets that I collect to a meeting point by the clock tower where a church organization feeds the homeless on a weekly basis. So anyway, thanks for listening. Subscribe, hit the bell, follow us on Instagram, JoeDoe145, where you'll get still photos, so the two channels will complement each other. Okay, bye guys.